Namaste farmer friends. I, Dr. Prashant Verma, welcome you to your favorite show, Krishi Darshan. We have been receiving a lot of queries regarding Seabass cage culture. So here we are today to resolve your queries. Yes, we are here to discuss about Seabass cage culture. This technology was developed by Central Marine Fishery Research Institute at Kochi, that is CMFRI. With the help of this technology, it is expected that we can reduce the pressure on indigenous fish species, as well as it can act as an alternative source of income for farmers who are residing at the coastal areas. Now I would like to welcome all the guests in this discussion. First one, Dr. Bera. He is a senior scientist from the Division of Fishery Resource Management at CMFRI. He has been a part of this technology since the beginning. Dr. Ramanjeet Singh. He is a senior scientist from the Division of Fishery Resource Management and he is from Central Institute of Fishery Education. Dr. Pavitra. She is a senior scientist from the Division of Economics and Statistics at CMFRI. She has been working in a number of consultancy projects. Dr. Pradeep Karmakar. He is a senior scientist from the Division of Fishery Resource Management at CMFRI and he is an expert on fishery engineering. Dr. Suma. She is a senior scientist from the Division of Fishery Resource Management at SIBA and she is also an expert in fishery engineering. Dr. Rajendra Nayak. He is a senior scientist from Fishery Resource Management at CMFRI and he is an expert in breeding. Guests, I welcome you all here. Now Dr. Bera, I would like to start the discussion with you. Can you please explain the steps involved in Seabass cage culture?
Thank you, Dr. Verma. Seabass cage culture is a simple technique which involves collection and transportation of seeds, hatchery rearing and grading of seeds, nursery rearing in open sea cages, and culture in open sea cages. These 4 steps is important for successful culture and quality harvest of Seabasses.
Dr. Bera, this seems very simple. But for starting any Seabass cage culture, the seeds are a very important parameter. Can you let us our farmer know from where they can procure these seeds?
Yes, Dr. Verma. Seed is important input for culture systems. You can collect seeds from marine animal during breeding season. Also, Rajiv Gandhi Center for Aquaculture, Chennai provides seeds at reasonable prices. Seeds can be acclimatized in oxygenated polythene bags at stocking density 150 to 250 seeds per bags. And during transportation, water temperature should be maintained at 25 degrees centigrade and it should be transported within 19 hours.
Thank you, Dr. Bera, for providing the information regarding source of seed and its transportation. Now, Dr. Nayak, I would like to ask you about the nursery culture. Can you please elaborate?
Well, Dr. Verma, after acclimatization, seed should be released into hoppas in pond having pH of 7.5 and minimum water depth of 1.5 meter. During rearing period, fry should be fed with floating pellet feed or zooplankton. And frequent grading should be done in order to avoid cannibalism. And fingerlings should be kept in a cage made from synthetic net at a density of 1000 fingerlings. And fingerlings should be collected after rearing for 45 to 50 days. And fingerlings should be harvested. While harvested, the size of the fingerlings should be 80 to 100 grams.
Thank you, Dr. Nayak, for the information on nursery culture. Now, Dr. Raman, can you please tell our farmers the criteria for site selection for Seabass cage culture?
Well, Prashant, for the Seabass cage culture, water depth should be more than 2 meters, and water pH should be in the range of 7 to 8, and water salinity in the between 20 to 40 ppt. And the selected site should be free from environmental pollution and wind, waves, and currents. And we have to ensure that there should be enough circulation of water to improve the quality of cage culture.
Thank you, Dr. Raman, for the information. So, farmer friends, you now know that how to choose a site for this Seabass cage culture, and it is also very important to maintain the quality of water at the culture place. Now, I would like to ask Dr. Suma about how the cage can be fabricated.
Of course, Dr. Verma. Generally, cage is constructed from high density polyethylene frames. Circular cages of 6 meter diameter and 2 meter depth is recommended. It consists of inner net with small mesh size and outer net with large mesh in order to prevent the entry of predators. The nets are tied to the inner and the outer frames respectively. Mooring system should involve sufficient anchorage with stone and sandful bags in order to keep the cages in the desired position.
Thank you, Dr. Suma, for the information. So, farmer friends, you can see that the construction of cage is very simple, and also you can construct this cage with the help of material which are readily available in the market. Now, Dr. Behra, I would like to ask you about stocking and feeding of sea bass in the culture.
Good question, Dr. Verma. For Seabass culture, cage culture, stocking is the most important aspect. About 4,500 fingerlings should be stocked in a circular floating cage of 6 meter diameter and 2 meter depth. At the same time, fingerlings should be fed daily with chopped love-hill fishes.
Thank you, Dr. Behra, for the information. Farmers, here I would like to point out that the stocking density is very important parameter for getting a good harvest. Now, I will, Dr. Pradeep, can you just tell us how to maintain a cage?
Thank you, Dr. Verma. It is very important to maintain the cage because it not only ensures the healthy environmental condition within the cage culture, but it also help in production of disease-free fishes. In achieve, we have to done a regular cleaning of nets and frame, and that's why there will be no any disease infection. So more importantly, it will be advisable to farmers to alter their inner and outer net once in a month.
Thank you, Dr. Pradeep. So, farmer friends, maintenance of cage is also very important to get a good harvest. Now, Dr. Nayak, can you please tell us about harvesting of sea bass in the culture?
Yes, Dr. Verma. Seabass reaches marketable size of about 750 grams in 6 to 8 months, and from each cage 3 to 4 tons of seabass can be harvested.
Thank you, Dr. Nayak. 3 to 4 tons of harvest from a single cage seems to be very profitable. Dr. Pavitra, our farmer friends would be very eager to know about the profitability of this business. Can you please elaborate on that?
Sure, Dr. Verma. The total cost of Seabass production is about 2,86,000 rupees, and the gross revenue from a crop of 6 months is about 5,76,000 rupees, the net income being 2,90,000 rupees. However, the farmer has to bear a cost of 3 lakh rupees on the cage of 6 meter diameter, which will last for about 10 years. Hence, Seabass culture is a profitable venture for our farmers.
Thank you, Dr. Pavitra, for informing us about the economics of Seabass cage culture. So, my dear farmer friends, it is very clear from the discussion that Seabass cage culture technique is a very effective technique for alternative source of income for fishermen who are residing at the coastal areas. Also, this technique being very simple can be adopted very easily by the farmer friends. Now, I would like to thank our panel members, Dr. Behra, Dr. Raman, Dr. Pavitra, Dr. Pradeep, Dr. Suma, and Dr. Nayak for giving valuable information as well as their time. Farmer friends, I hope that all of your queries has been resolved. In case if you have any other queries, please do write to us at Krishi Darshan, room number 22, Copernicus Mark, New Delhi 110001, or you can reach to us on telephone on toll-free number at 1800-123-123. So my dear farmer friends, we will see you next week same time. Till then, Jai Hind and goodbye.